In the springtime, there's a type of bird that wakes me up each morning, and it is called a flicker. And so today, let's paint a flicker. This video was created on the traditional territories of the Blackfoot Confederacy, Siksika, Kainai, Piikani, the Tsuut'ina, and the Yarhi Nakota Nations, the Métis Nation Region 3, and all people who make their homes in the Treaty 7 region of southern Alberta. Okay, a quick checklist of what we're going to need today. You're going to need a watercolor palette and some kind of yogurt container or something to put some water. And you're going to need a fine brush, a bigger brush to hold the water. And I like to use soft charcoal pencil, but you could use a pencil and that would work just as well. And I've also got Kleenex. Remember, it's not for crying over your drawing and painting. It is actually, you can mop up excess water, and you can use this for shading as well. I also have a kneaded eraser, and I always like to start off by doing a little sculpture of whatever it is I'm painting. Today we are painting the northern flicker, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get going. Okay, a little bit different today. We're going to be working outside as long as the weather holds, and good chance we'll probably hear my neighbors walking on the back path here, and I already have heard flickers in the backyard here. They have a real distinct call, and as soon as I hear one, I'll point it out to you. So I think for this one we are going to concentrate on our drawing first. We're going to do some big shapes here, and I see a shape coming with the wing, extended wing. I see a shape kind of like looks like a elongated kind of rectangle, and the head up here I'm going to put over here. And I'm looking at, when I'm doing the drawing, I'm looking at the shapes surrounding the flicker in this case, and I've kind of photoshopped this image and taken the background out for you so you can see these shapes, like this triangle in here, for instance. There's a triangle in here that you can see that goes like that, and then we've got this nice kind of smooth line coming up here, and this flicker, his beak is kind of pointed up in the air. Just yesterday as I was walking for groceries, I saw a couple of flickers, and I got this little video of one of them. They like to eat on the ground, like a robin does a lot of the time. So you'll see them, and what you'll notice about them is they're very orange, reddish shafts of their feathers. That's why this one is called a red-shafted northern flicker. That's what we're doing. There's yellow ones too, but here where I am in southern Alberta, we have red-shafted females, a little bit different than the male. This is a male here, I believe, because right beneath his eye there, you can see a red slash. Now I'm not an expert birder, so someone might take issue with that, and that's okay. We learn a lot. I learn a lot when I'm doing these videos. I try and find a few facts on YouTube channels, fellow YouTubers that are quite into what they're doing. Oh, I can see, I think I've gone much too far here on the on this wing. Or maybe I just need to shorten these a bit down here, because I can see there's another big shape coming in here. Again, kind of a triangle under the flicker's body. And that shadow is taking up a lot of space under here, as you can see. I try and get all the big areas first, map them in, because if you don't get them right the first time, it's never going to look right. Always say in my videos, it's like the foundations of the house. You got to do the foundation, the basement and everything first, because if it's out of whack, oh boy. Okay. Now when I do my drawing videos, they're a little bit different than my watercolor ones, or the painting ones, because we're really just creating a good map for us to follow by doing this. Oh, there's that nice black, looks like a collar on here. Okay, this beak probably is going to go a little bit more like this. Nice shaped head there. Reminds me of the ones around here. We also have ring-necked doves that have kind of a similar shaped head. And one of the most, I find one of the most beautiful things about the flickers, whether they're male or female, is they've got a nice red slash right here, bright red. It's got kind of an orangey brown here, and then this is going to be in here is going to be kind of gray, so it's okay. The watercolor is going to spread this gray a little bit, or black. I'm going to kind of take note where the spots are. I don't know if my microphone here is picking it up, but I can hear flickers. Maybe they'll come a little closer so that we'll get real definite call. You know what? They might even be interested, believe it or not, in what I'm doing. I've often been sketching outdoors, and whether it's horses or birds or whatever, they really are interested in what you're doing when you're drawing. It isn't threatening to them as it is as taking, say, a photograph. They know the difference of whether you're drawing or taking a photograph. And you know, let's face it, some I don't like to call them animals, but or creatures, but some of the beings, you know, they get afraid because they've experienced a gun, someone with a gun, so they know what can happen. Okay, I wonder if I've got enough of a map here. I think I may have gone a little bit too long on the and again, like I always say, I absolutely know you can do this, and the reason I know it is because I've done this with kindergartens. I'll show you some grade 1 students, and Blackie did these ones a while back of a flicker, working the same way that we're working here today. Okay, that might give us enough of a start to do to start working with the watercolor. So we'll want to get our watercolors together and ready to start doing the painting. Hopefully I can do most of this outside today. The weather's holding nicely, so okay. I'm going to start off with I guess kind of a orangey color. I sure like those wings. That's why they're called the red shafted flicker. I'm going to exaggerate, put a little bit more red in there. It's going to dry lighter anyway. It's the way watercolor is. Put it on the wingtips up here too. And I can't really see it on the photo, but I know that it's red down here too. And we've got a beautiful kind of gray. On his head. And I do say he because it is a male one. I do, now what you noticed at the beginning of the video was they like to, they sound like a jackhammer. They like to find the loudest thing that they can in the neighborhood because they're very territorial, especially the males. And what they like to do is to kind of make a real water hammer type of sound for about a minute or so to let everybody know. It's a form of communication, but it's also to establish territory, that this is where they want to be. And sometimes it annoys me in the spring because particularly the males are vying for the attention of the females, and it can be annoying, but the way I look at it is that it prevents me from needing an alarm clock. Definitely don't need an alarm clock when the flickers are in springtime mode, and you know, they it's funny that they attract the females by doing that, because it's pretty annoying. And but I think about myself in my younger days in high school, and I was pretty noisy with my motorcycles, thinking that that was a pretty cool thing to do. So I guess we're not so different. Anyway, very, very beautiful bird. When you see them, you'll know it, because they're so colorful. Okay, we'll put beak on there. I am going to put a red slash right here. Whoops. See, that's why you need the paper towel right there. Or this is why you need the tissue. So when this happens, it runs a little bit more than you want. Right now would be a good time to kind of reestablish where things are with your pencil. Okay, where it's real dark, we're just going to put in some big areas of kind of a, you can use your black and maybe mix it with a little bit of yellow and water. Okay, because the light's changed, I have put the painting in the light. It's drying out a little bit. Right now would be a really good opportunity for me to, again, kind of draw back into my painting and really try and get the details right. Now, what I always say is that I'd like you to pay attention to how you're feeling right now. What are you thinking about? How do you feel when you're when you're drawing. If you're like me, this is just so much fun to do. I can do it all day. In fact, my name is Paul, and the kids used to say Polly Wally doodle all day, and it's true. That's what I do. That's what I like to do. And what I'm doing here is it's called cross hatching, and that's just moving your pencil along, doing all these lines. It's something I've always done when I'm drawing. I kind of learned from doing cartoons when I was a teenager. I did this all the time, all over my books at school. Shouldn't have been doing it, but it's working for me now anyway. And yeah, pay attention to how you're feeling. Drawing is just, this is the main thing about it, right? Doesn't really matter whether you sell this or what you do with it. Sometimes, like I say, if you're like me, you need to draw. You need to be out in nature. It's absolutely beautiful. You'll never outdo nature the way that it's designed, and but it's fun to try. Not to outdo it, just to enjoy it. Enjoy doing your drawing. Enjoy the time you can spend outside. I know you're on the computer doing this, and that's okay. There's a lot of good things about the computer, but it's also nice to do things by hand like this. Whether it's cooking or whatever you're doing, it's nice to do. Like I say too, the charcoal always goes really well with the watercolor, you know. Okay, I think that'll do it for today. And at the beginning of the program, I said that I called this flicker. I called it actually Flicka. I think it was a kid story from when I was little about a horse. It was called My Friend Flicka. So that's what I'm going to call this, My Friend Flicka. And I'll give it a little signature here. There.
More dots, okay?